Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner. I actually have a sneak peek today. We are making a fun card. This is a little penny slider card, or penny spinner card. So if you've never seen this, I'm going to show it to you. You can see the little owl he spins all around the card. These are so cute. Kids love these cards. I'm going to show you this fun little sneak peek. I actually have 3 sneak peek items that I'm going to share with you today. And so we're going to get to that card in just a minute. Before we do, let's talk about everything that's going on. This is the last time I'm going to remind you about December's Paper Pumpkin. The subscription period ends December 10th. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe by Saturday, I think is the 10th. It is going to be 16 gift card holder boxes for each of 4 different designs. If you don't want to make gift card holders, you can actually purchase this card add-on in my online store. So it has 20 cards and envelopes. It's $10, so it's a great value. So you can actually use the supplies in your Paper Pumpkin kit instead of making the boxes to make cards if you want to do that. So that add-on is in my store. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to purchase that, but you can do that today when you are doing your shopping. The last chance sale is still going on. This is going to go on through January 4th, or while supplies last. Some things have sold out, but lots of things are still available. So make sure you check it out. There are some amazing deals. Some of those deals are up to 60% off. So there are lots of deals. The best way to view the last chance sale is actually to go to my online store. There's banners that kind of rotate through at the very top. If you click that last chance sale banner, it'll take you to everything that's on sale, and you can shop for those things. And the products that are on sale are from this catalog, from the holiday catalog, which is leaving us. But coming in January, we have the mini catalog and the Sale-a-Bration catalog coming in January. These will both launch on January 5th. I can't show you the insides. I will show you some sneak peeks today of some of the products we're using. If you want these products now, you can put them in your starter kit. You can join as a demonstrator, put them in your starter kit, and you can get these products in December. Otherwise you'll have to wait till January to get them. Okay guys, let's get to our card. If you are shopping, please head to my online store. Use this host code. This is December's host code. All orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order is over $50 more, you will receive the Make and Take kit to coordinate with that. And if your order is over $150, don't use the host code. You'll receive Stampin' rewards, but I'll still send you that Make and Take it. So this is what we're making today. I've made penny sliders, sliding cards in the past. When I saw this little owl, this was very first on my list to make. So this is what we're going to make today, this little penny slider card. And I think, though, we are going to start with the stamping. I think that's going to be easier. Okay, now for my little owl, we're going to start with stamping him, but he needs to be pretty sturdy. So I'm actually going to use some thick basic white. Normally I just use a regular basic white, but I'm actually going to use the thick basic white for this. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus because I want a really good stamped impression with him. So I'm going to get this out. We are using the Adorable Owls stamp set. This is actually going to be a Sale-a-Bration stamp set that you can earn for free with a $50 order starting on January 5th. Sale-a-Bration is the best promotion. If you're not familiar with Sale-a-Bration, you can earn products. With every $50 you spend, there are $100 products you can earn. There's $50 products you can earn, but you earn them free with every $50 you spend, and that starts January 5th. Okay, so I removed that foam mat that comes with the Stamparatus. I removed that because with a cling stamp with the rubber, you don't need that extra foam. So I took that out and I placed my thick cardstock in here, and I'm going to move my magnet. I want this down just a little further, just to conserve as much paper. I'm going to close my door. Let me move this out of the way. And where's my ink? We're going to use Memento because we're going to color it with Stampin' blends. If you were going to watercolor him or color him a different way, you would need to use a different ink, StazOn, or whatever water-based ink you have. I'm using Memento for our Stampin' blends. So I'm going to stamp him twice just to get a nice crisp black line with that Memento. There we go. So cute. Easy. So adorable. Okay, let me move my magnets. I want to put this back just so that the ink doesn't get all over the Stamparatus. I'll put that away. Clean that up later. I'm going to put my ink away. Oh, hello. That was nearly a disaster. Okay, let's do some coloring. I have a few Stampin' blends. All the colors will be listed in the video description on my blog. So you can check that out. I'm going to start with Pumpkin Pie. I'm just using the light. His beak and his feet are pretty small, so you don't need to do a whole lot of blending with them. So I'm just using the light light pumpkin pie, not paper pumpkin. The light pumpkin pie just to do his little feet and his beak. Okay. And then for his eyes, I'm going to have light. Oh, this is dark mint macaron. I thought I had Pool Party. Oh, well, they're going to be mint macaron eyes. I have some dark mint macaron. You can use Pool Party too. I fully intended to use Pool Party. I actually linked Pool Party on my blog, so I may have to adjust that. Either will work. And I just went around just on his eyes. Just so cute. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of blending for his bow tie. His bow tie is actually pretty small, so you can actually skip the blending on the bow tie if you don't want to, but it's a pretty integral part of him, I think. So I'm using my dark, and I'm just doing the kind of the bunched up part where it's tied in the middle. And then just with my light, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Just do the center and blend the other side out. And that's pretty much all the blending we're going to do with the dark. I'm just going to go a little bit in the middle here, just to give it a little bit. There we go. All right, I'll put the lids on. Man, I'm like all thumbs today. Okay, put the lids on those, move those out of the way. All right, for his the center of his body, I'm going to use gray granite. So I have dark gray granite and light gray granite. I'm going to actually start with my light. Normally I start with my dark when I'm coloring. Actually, I'm going to switch to my brush tip. Maybe we'll see. Normally I do my, back to my other tip. I thought it would go faster with the brush, but I realized that I'm a hot mess with that brush tip, so I don't want to make a mistake, especially around his eyes. But with this bigger area, I'm going to start with my light and then go dark. Normally I do dark and then light, but with Stampin' Blends, it really doesn't matter the order in which you do the blending, as long as it just gets all blended together. It doesn't matter. So just around his eye carefully with my light. And before we do his little belly, I'm going to bring in the dark and do some blending. So over here by his little bow tie, the bow tie would be casting a shadow kind of on his chin. And then on the sides of his face, it's going to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to add the dark there. And then I'm just going to blend this out just like that. And keeping the center of his face lighter, just around the edges. Okay. All right, now we're going to pretty much do the same thing to his little belly area. I'm going to color the belly, and then we're going to add the dark shades, add the dark areas. So under his bow tie, around the little bow tie, it's going to be a little bit darker, and then just a little bit on the bottom there. And I will just go in with my light and just blend those lines so they're not so harsh. And that is it for his, the right lid on the right marker. That is it for the gray granite. And our final color is going to be soft suede. And we're going to color this the same way we did the gray granite. We're actually going to start with the lights. I'm going to just do the whole kind of wash with the light, and then we'll go in with the dark. When you're coloring with Stampin' Blends, it's again, really more of a preference. Some people get less bleeding if they start with the light and then add the dark. If you start with the dark and then add the light, sometimes it can bleed a little more. I mean, it's really a preference kind of thing. There's no right or wrong way to do it. That's what makes blends so amazing. So just kind of in that little peak on his, down to his little beak, and then on his ears is the only place I added the dark. And then let's see, back to the light. We're just going to color in the rest of his body, his wings. These little owls are going to be so much fun to color. If you love little critters, if you love little puns, these are going to be so cute. You might want to add these to your Sale-a-Bration list. Remember, Sale-a-Bration products are only available while supplies last. Stamp sets normally don't run out because they're manufactured in-house, but you never know. If it's something you love, make sure you get it. All right, so for the dark, I'm just adding it kind of under his chin, along his wings here, and then just a little bit along the bottom where he's kind of sitting. then we'll just go in with the light and just blend all that out. And that is all of our coloring. So pretty quick, not too complicated. We only used a few colors. He's super cute, isn't he? I really love him. All right, now there's no dies for this. Oh, you know what? I forgot to color the inside of his ears. I'm just gonna do the light gray granite for those. There we go. All right, so there we go. All right, so there's no dies for these. There's no punch for this, so you do have to fussy cut it. But I've already done that. And I do want to show you, I did color one also with our watercolor pencils, and I used similar colors as with the Stampin' blends, so that you can see the lighter look you're going to get with the watercolor pencils opposed to the bolder, brighter look you get with the Stampin' blend. So it really depends on what you want. This was actually my original one that we were going to use, but the brightness of that Melon Mambo cardstock really needed something a little bit more bold, which is why I switched to Stampin' blends, but either one will work. I'll still use this on a card. Okay, so we have our little owl. He's ready to go. So let's work on the rest of our cards. So let's start with our background. So I have a piece of Melon Mambo that is 5 1/4 by 4, and I've actually already run this through the timber embossing folder, so it's got some little tree lines on there. Then I have a piece of this, I think it's called Enjoy the Journey DSP. This is some new DSP. Let me see if I have it here. It is gorgeous DSP. Let me take it out of the plastic. It is gorgeous, gorgeous DSP that is going to be in the mini catalog. So this will be one that you can purchase. Look at that one. Gorgeous. There's so many fun patterns in this one. Lots of beautiful patterns. So I just have a piece that is 5 1/4 by, I think that is 1 1/4 or 1 1/2. Let me measure. It is 1 1/2. And so we're just going to adhere this down to the bottom of our Melon Mambo piece. And let me grab some adhesive for that. I love this like chevron pattern, the Melon Mambo and the pumpkin pie chevron pattern. So cute. And I went a little heavy handed on the adhesive because we're going to be die cutting into this, and so I want to make sure that every inch of this is going to be glued down. You just want to line it up with the corners on the bottom, and we're going to create our little channel. And so to do that, I'm going to use my seasonal labels dies. These are in the annual catalog. These are fantastic dies, and I'm going to use the littlest little label here. And I'm going to start about 1/2 inch from the left side, and I'm just going to center that. And I'm going to use the DSP kind of as my guide. I want it centered on that DSP centered right through the middle of that label. And let me pull out my cut and emboss machine. We're going to do some die cutting. So grab your cut and emboss machine. You need your platform 1, and then you need 2. You need a well-loved cutting plate, and we're going to run this through, and a plate on top, number 3 on top. So we're going to run this through, and we're going to have to do this a couple of times because we're not going to get the length we want with that. So I'm going to take this off. I'm using Post-it tape just to hold it down, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And we're going to do this again. So let me pop this out. We're going to line this up again. This time I'm going about 1/2 inch from the other side. And again, just making sure that's nice, that DSP is going right through the center of that tag. And we're going to cut this again. And then we're just going to use our scissors to finish cutting that middle part. All right, that is that. Now, if you find that your embossing has kind of squished during all that die cutting, you can actually run it through your embossing folder again, just kind of put the end of the embossing folder along that DSP. If you want to do it that way, or save the embossing until the end, you can do it that way too. I don't think that the texture is that noticeable that it's a little bit different, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now I'm just going to take my paper snips. We're just going to connect those two and cut it off, just like that. So now we have this little channel here that's going to be our little slider. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Move our die out of the way. Okay, so let's work on our slider now. Now, the reason it's called a penny slider is because we're going to use the penny for a weight. So you will need a penny. If you don't want to use a penny, you can use a washer. You can use anything that's going to provide a little bit of weight on it. And I actually have a piece, a circle that I've already die cut using the Layering Circles dies. This is the smallest circle, I believe. Yeah, this is the smallest circle die. And this is just going to go behind. It's going to kind of hide our penny. And that's what we're gonna adhere our owl on, and you're not gonna see it because it's gonna go on a Melon Mambo card base as well. So let me pull this out. This is our card base, normal card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're gonna have that. We have our circle, we have our penny, and we have our owl. So we have everything we need to do this. So let me add a dimensional. Actually, I'm gonna put the little circle right behind our slider window here, and I'm gonna put a dimensional right in between it. Don't let the dimensional touch the actual card. You don't want to glue it down to the card. You want it to move back and forth. And I'm actually going to go 2 layers thick with my dimensionals here. So I'm going to put another one right on top. And then we're going to stick our owl right on top of that. So just stick him on there. And he will slide a little bit, but without that penny, he doesn't have the weight to move back and forth. So that's where the penny comes in. So I'm going to use just some liquid glue here. You can use glue dots too, that'll work fine. We're just going to stick that on there. Now, because you're already 2 layers thick of dimensionals and you have the penny on here, just be aware that this will cost a little bit extra to mail. So if you are putting this in the mail, you probably will have to put it in a padded envelope and you will pay a little bit extra. This won't go through the normal mail, but this is one of those cards you want to hand deliver. All right, now to adhere it to our card base, we're going to use the foam adhesive strips. These are in the annual catalog, and I pull these out for movement cards like this, for 3D movement cards. They're a little bit thicker than dimensionals, so they're going to make sure that everything has lots of room to move around. Nothing's going to get impeded. Now, when I'm putting my strips on, you just want to make sure that they're not touching that circle that we've die cut. There needs to be plenty of room for that to move. If the dimensional strips or the foam adhesive strips get in the way of that circle, it's not going to go back and forth. So I'm just putting it on either side of that, making sure it doesn't touch, and then just on the very top and the bottom, just so that everything is nice and supported. All right, so pull off the backings of these, and we will stick this onto our card front. So the actual kind of process of making the whole slider card, it's not that complicated. You can use any skinny die. You have the Cracker Treat Box die, has lots of little skinny labels that you can use as well if you have a punch. We used to have the classic label punch, and you can see now he's really he's going back and forth, he's spinning around. It's so cute, right? So fun. Okay, I love it. I can play this for hours. So let's go ahead and finish. Oh, I forgot to do the splattering. Darn it. All right, I'm going to show you. We're going to show you how to do this. We're going to kind of mask off our little. We're going to mask off our little owl. I don't want the splatter on the DSP either, so let's cover that up. So I'm going to cover him up. I'm just going to use some Post-it notes. I had to do this yesterday too because I forgot to add my splatter. I think the splatter adds a lot. There's a lot of. I think you need that texture, but you know, if you're like me and you don't think ahead. So we're just going to kind of mask him off just like this. Okay, Post-it notes to the rescue. All right, scrap paper out. And I'm just going to use my Melon Mambo Stampin' Blend and just add some splatter just to the top of the tree there. I think that just adds so much extra. And then just pull all that off. And your little owl is nice and clean. Your DSP is nice and clean. If you remember to do that before you add all the DSP and stuff, then you don't have to worry about the Post-it notes, but you know, things happen. All right, let's do some stamping. I just have some scraps. This is just basic white. I have a little 1/2-inch strip of pumpkin pie. We're going to do some stamping. We're going to add our greeting onto the white one. Hoot, hoot, you're so cute. And we're going to trim this one down just a little bit more. I wanted to stamp that before I trimmed it though. So let me grab my little trimmer. And we're just going to trim this down. This little trimmer, I love so much. I use this one all the time. This was a couple of years ago. That little trimmer was a Sale-a-Bration join option. And we have some good join options coming in January. So if you've considered joining Stampin' Up, January might be the time you want to join. All right, I'm just using my Banners Pick-a-Punch, and actually we need to cut this a little. I don't want it to be so far out. And so I'm just adding my little paper in there. Now I think I cut it too short. Oh, brother. All right. I stamped it too far over, and now, you know what? we're going to do this a different way. You can use your banners, pick a punch if you want. I'm going to just use my scissors. We're just going to cut a little banner. I cut too much of it off, so then I couldn't grab it. So for our pumpkin pie one, though, we'll use it. Just kind of line it up in there. I do love that punch. If it works right. See, my problem is I needed to leave more room on my right, and I didn't do that. So, but that's okay. It's still going to all work out. Don't worry. All right, our third sneak peek item. I need to grab it. I didn't get it down. This is our 3 twine combo pack. You're going to get Coastal Cuvette and Garden Green and Pumpkin Pie. Now, this twine is a little bit thicker than our normal twine, and I wanted something thinner. So I actually pulled off 3 of the strands and used it on this card, and then I'll use the other 3 strands on this card. So I just separated them out. So if you kind of pull them apart here, you can pull the strands apart, and you can pull apart however many you need. And that's a good little tip if you want less. All right, so I'm going to tie this around. I wrap it around 3 times around my pumpkin pie piece. We're going to modify this card a little bit. This one I tied around my white piece, but I didn't leave enough room for that, so we're going to tie it around our pumpkin pie piece. And I'm going to tie a knot just to hold everything down, and then we'll tie a bow. All right, we can do this. I'm just going to modify it. It'll be fine. That is the beauty of Facebook Live, right? All right, we're going to stick this down. You just use some adhesive. You can use liquid glue, whatever you want. I'm going to stick this down just like this. A little bit wonky. Oops, hello. There we go. And then I'm going to add this one up with dimensionals. So let me grab those again. Put a couple dimensionals on the back. And we're just going to kind of tuck this into our little bow. Actually, maybe we'll put it right on top. I think that will be really cute. So let's put it right on top of our bow. Like that. Hoot, hoot. You're so cute. Isn't that cute? Just like that. All right, now finishing touch. I want to add some Glossy Dots. These Melon Mambo Glossy Dots. These are in the annual catalog. You can get these right now in our annual catalog. Put one here. Put one down here. And then put one up here. And that completes our little penny slider card. I need one more dimensional on this side. Where'd my dimensionals go? Here they are. I need to put one more right here just to hold it down since we went over that bow. There we go. Perfect. So this one, they slide back and forth. They are so cute. These are little spinny cards. Anybody would love this, but I'm telling you, kids really love these little spinning cards. Any card that moves, kids really love. But, you know, adults love them too. I love them too. So let me know what you guys think. And I will be back on Sunday. I have a really cute project to share for week 11 on Sunday. We only have 2 weeks left of that 12 weeks of Christmas series, and week 11 is very, very cute. So let me know what you think of this little penny slider card. Are these owls on your shopping list? Will you be getting these owls during celebration? Let me know. If you are shopping for other products, if you're shopping that last chance sale, the clearance rack still has lots of good stuff. If you are shopping those sales, make sure to use this host code in my online store. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I will make sure to check those out. If you're on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. And I will see you guys on Sunday in my VIP group for week 11 of my 12 weeks of Christmas. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye.